enough for them if I don't feel like I'm enough for me? How am I supposed to have this baby and teach this person in 15 or 16 years that, please practice your self-worth. Don't let anybody bring you down because you need to believe this about yourself when I didn't believe it about myself. I needed that validation. I needed that attention. I can't even explain the level of loneliness. We have the sources to see that when you spend too much time alone, it can drive you crazy. I spent almost my entire pregnancy by myself. Going to school, keeping my head down, at odds with my partner because there were certain things that I wanted and I pushed for because I wanted to be recognized. I wanted my life to be back. I wanted my life to be back in this place where I was the perfect wife and the perfect mom and somebody that he was just generally proud of. And I was young and I was immature and it didn't work out. I had no self-worth. And I just wanted somebody to look at me in a way that said, yes, I want to marry you. And that was the worst thing that could have possibly happened in a time where things between me and him weren't stable, because I don't think a lot of girls or women will admit this, but there is a pressure to be seen. There is a pressure to be appreciated. And there is a pressure to just get somebody to like you because you don't like yourself. The only reason I went through that is because my self-esteem was garbage. Because of all the stuff that I went through growing up. I wasn't revered. I wasn't anybody that anybody else wanted to be. I even found myself hanging out with younger people than me because they looked up to me just because I was older. And that all stems from a place where I had no self-confidence. This is not, it seems like a normal occurrence because a lot of people go through this, but it is not a normal feeling. I'm still not happy with the person that I am because from that moment, things didn't get better. Now, as it stands, I don't feel like I have hopes and dreams. That sounds too sprinkle rainbow bullshit. You can't hope for shit. Don't dream about something, do it. I don't have dreams, I have inevitabilities. These are just things that I need to achieve. Because if I don't, I'm not worth a goddamn thing. I don't have a story that I can tell my children. I don't have a story that I can tell my girls and say, this is who you should be. This is how you pull from this. And this is how I want you to be. I don't have that. So I need to be the best thing that I can be. I have to achieve all of this to reach that level of self-worth that when my children look at me and they look at my failed love life and they look at all of the stuff that I went through that made me a worser person, that they have something to be proud of. Because I'm not. I have good intentions. I have a kind heart. But I am by no means a good person. I am damaged. I am damaged goods at the supermarket. It sounds drastic to say, but I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody as far as I can throw them, and I'm not as strong as I used to be. I don't anything you tell me, I will second guess. I have 3 kids. I am unmarried. I think I had the best of intentions. And that shit still didn't work out for me. I still second guess whether I'm enough every single day. I second guess whether my kids have a good mom that when they're going through stuff, they can come to me and ask, and I will have a good answer for them that doesn't leave them further confused. I am terrified of the day that my children start asking me questions about how to live life because I clearly haven't figured it the fuck out yet. I'm 27. We'll be 27 on Friday. And my life feels like it's in shambles. I'm doing this podcast to reach out to others. And I don't have anything else lined up and waiting for me. This is a line in my pocket. I'm striving for others to notice what I'm doing so it can get out there. But the only way that this is like the perfect project is if I can do this thing that I love, talking about my experience. And even then, it is a limited version of my experience because I'm still trying to protect those that are supporting me by listening to this and not put that out there. If I say something about my mom, anybody who knows me and then relates me to my mom, they will think what I think about my mom because they don't have another sphere of reference. They just have my storytelling. If one day somebody sees me with somebody, it's like, that whole running joke about trying to figure out what dude Taylor Swift is singing about. That's what this is. Those guys will always have that image of whatever Taylor Swift painted on them. And I'm not ready to do that to the people in my life. But I do need to get this out there for me. So we're going to take a quick break, the last break, before I come in and wrap it up and speak about how this kind of changed me versus who I used to be before. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back. Whew, that got a little bit heavy there for a second, but I wouldn't be doing what I said I would do if I didn't tell you the truth. So there it is. I play confident all the time. Like, there is nobody who is going to. I'm not one of those people that will let people act however they want around my kids. And because I'm afraid of how it's going to come off, or I want to avoid confrontation, I'm not going to tell you about yourself. This is also part of the reason why I didn't work out successfully in my last job, because I was asked by my boss why basically I was slacking on my pimping. And I kind of told her, I'm like, hey, I've got a lot of shit going on in my personal life. And I know that you shouldn't mix personal and business, but I am with my kids by myself and no one is helping me really right now. I am going through a huge change in my life, and I'm sorry, but my mental health is not A1. Well, is there anything that you need from me? I said, well, yes, I need time. And because I do want to keep this job, I think she asked me, what was my goal with this job? Like, where did I want to be? Just so she knew where my head was at. And I told her, honestly, working produces money that can be exchanged for goods and services. It is that simple. This job is a means to an end. I'm not crazy about this job. I do not want to grow at this job or this company, but I will do my job because I need it right now. And I've got bills that need to be paid because I'm the only income I can count on right now. And I don't think that she liked that answer very much. But this part of me that I'm telling you about, where I sought attention and I didn't care from who, where For what mattered to me was somebody liking me. It's not a good feeling. Because then you you're ready to strive for attention from somebody you don't even want it from. You just want the check mark to say, yes, I'm good enough for somebody. And the truth is that somebody might not even be good enough for you, even if you don't realize it. So I got to this point where all I wanted was attention. I would lie to my best friend, about things that I was experiencing or not experiencing, just to get the sympathetic vote, just to have something to talk about that wasn't my disaster of a life and my failure on how I gave up my career, my sham of a marriage, and was having a baby and was now unmarried, unemployed, and not on the right track. Eventually, when you bitch to somebody about everything that's going on, it just starts to sound the same over and over. And I don't think anybody really wants to talk to somebody like that. But when you've got drama, when you've got gossip, when you've got things to really sit down and discuss, everybody wants to hear it. And that's what friends are for, right? They're supposed to be there for you when you're going through shit. So I made up shit to go through. And when all of that blew up in my face, and I realized that I was very mentally unwell, it sent a shock wave through my reality, and I fell into an even deeper depression, which I didn't think was possible. It was a wake-up call that, very unpopular opinion coming up here, but I think that stuff like lying for attention can be, on some level, as severe as a drinking addiction or a drug addiction or a sex addiction, because you get addicted to that attention and you will say anything and everything to get that attention, to get somebody to fucking feel bad for you or to be interested in you, because by yourself, you can't do it. Because the truth is that your life is fucking boring. And you got yourself exactly where the hell it is. So why are you even bitching about it? You're complaining about some guy that is obviously making you unhappy and things are not okay, but you're choosing to stay. You're complaining about a job that you hate, but you can't leave. You're complaining about a toxic mother or a toxic father or a toxic friend, and you're choosing to stay. All of these things, at some point, somebody's just going to tell you, either figure out what the hell you're doing with your life or shut the fuck up. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the things that I did. I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't sleep with anybody I wasn't supposed to. I didn't do any of that, but I definitely, I remember downloading a dating app just because one of my friends was like, hey, if you want to talk to somebody, you want somebody who's going to tell you good morning, beautiful, and all that other jazz, download this app. And I did, and it was ridiculously unfulfilling, and I found myself being nice to people I really didn't want to be nice to, and I kind of just got to some point where I was like, oh my God, can everybody fuck off? But the attention part of me was like, no, you gotta keep up appearances. You gotta go ahead and make it seem like this is something that you really want, because you're just gonna fall into this place. And even now, I don't want to talk to anybody, and I don't want to be near anybody, just because I don't have anything positive to say. Anything positive to say about my life. The basis of everything that I'm doing right now is because I have a ton of negative shit to say that I feel like a lot of other people are going through, but they feel like they can't say it either. So that's the kind of person that I used to be. I used to be somebody who was very full of hope and dreams and happiness, and it seemed like I had all the time in the world. Now 10 years have gone by and I feel hopeless. I don't feel like I have dreams anymore. I don't feel like I have anything positive to think about my future. I feel like the rest of my life is going to be some soul-sucking hellhole that I'm going to try to stuff with food